I'm Gavin, and welcome to MLS Fantasy Picks.
Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll do a recap of last round, talk through key considerations for next round, and as always, player picks and tiers. Alright, so taking a look at last round, I was quite pleased with my 92. I had a week rank of 416, and my overall rank is now 302. Total score of 633. So honestly, any week where I'm increasing an overall rank, it's a good week. So yeah, let's take a look at how things went, getting things started with the keeperoo. So I had Stuver on the front end, so I definitely took his 8, and I scrubbed out my keeper on the field. I also swapped in Farzi as he sort of, looks good from an attacking standpoint. I like the matchup against Miami. Though he did get me a 5, I was a bit hesitant. I wasn't sure how many clean sheets there were going to be. Turns out a good amount. But yeah, I'm fine with the 5 from my defense. So I took his off the bench. And then I also took Sealy's 9. So both of them subbed in for my scrubs on the field. Disappointed to see Ojeda's 4, but I'm still an Ojeda fan this season. Quinn Sullivan with a 12. Love to see it. And the Union victory, 3-0. Carlos Heel, strong 10. Evander with the 15. I saw he was starting and I had to put him in. Espinoza was a bit of a letdown for me. So for my forward position, I originally had Damiani, but some budget freed up. And it was either, I didn't see much from Damiani. I didn't expect him to hit. And I was either going to have to play, Arango and Espinoza if he didn't hit. So that wasn't bad. I did just put in Choupo-Moting because I liked that matchup against DC, and he scored. So it then came down to, do I scrub Arango or Espinoza? Espinoza seemed a bit more consistent. I wasn't sure if Arango was going to hit or Joseph, but he did. Arango did hit, so I was a bit unfortunate scrubbing him out and keeping Espinoza instead, but still good to see that 7. Disappointing 4 from Messi. But yeah, I feel like a lot of us captained him. And yeah, I didn't call out Wagner's 8, but love to see that. Oh yeah, so an overall good week for me with a 92. All right, so taking a look at our leagues, I see a lot of great scores as well. So looking at our top 5, we've got Verks, 86 points, well done. Clover Street Ultras, Daniel's Dogs with 104, love that. Latte with Extra Loth with 96, and Nava Besquende with a 76. So yeah. Some new names in the top 5, so love to see it. And then hopping over to our head-to-head league. So we've got 2 undefeated teams so far, so well done to everyone. So Dan Kaus FC, Hatsune Miku, Magnolia Megs, Arsenal 911, and Daniel's Dogs. So yeah, very competitive head-to-head league. Let's see where I'm sitting at. 22nd, so not awful. So I'm 7-0-2 right now. So it's still anyone's league. So key considerations for the round, there is CONCACAF Champions Cup. So Vancouver and Miami are playing each other this week on Thursday. So it'll be a good opportunity for us to see if Messi is actually injured. And see what those lineups look like. There's no teams on bye this week. And as always, check out those injuries and suspensions before games start to make sure you're not playing anyone who won't be playing for the weekend. Goalkeeper and defender picks. So as you guys saw, I am changing the format up a bit moving forward. So I did just go back to work full time. I was on paternity for all of the fantasy season so far, but I'm back in the office. So I'm just trying to simplify my format a bit. So I'm still going to do my premium, standard, and budget callouts, but I'll be combining my goalkeeper and defender picks just to simplify a bit, and I'll be simplifying up the just the graphics a bit as well, just to keep things moving along, keep the content going. But yeah, I'm a bit less time to work with since I'm back to work full time. So yeah, enough of that. Let's talk through our premium goalkeeper and defender picks. So honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the premium goalkeepers this week. If I had to pick a couple, maybe St. Clair and Takaoka, but I think we have some better options that are a bit less in price. When it comes to premium defenders, I do like Wagner a lot, especially that matchup against DC. I feel like you've got your clean sheet chance since I believe Benteke, I saw him he got subbed out early in that last game, so I don't know his injury status, but potential injury. Rest up Benteke if so. So yeah, I like that matchup. Veselinovic, Minnesota versus Vancouver. We'll have to see what lineups look like for CONCACAF Champions League, but he's a strong look as always. Orjano, I'm still not super sold on, as he got 3 points last week. We knew him as that attacking, defender from last year, but I just really haven't seen the output. There is a good matchup against SKC, so I could see why you would look at him. But I just feel like Cincinnati this year, it just really hasn't, been the same with Orjano. So yeah, those are who I'm looking at from a premium goalkeeper and defender standpoint. So looking at our standard price goalkeepers and defenders. So for keeper, I do like Kalina on the front end of the keeper. We've got Charlotte versus New England. New England are looking better, but Charlotte at home, you love them defensively. I feel like another decent option, could be a flyer pick, is Sean Johnson with Toronto. Toronto's at home against NYC with the early game. Toronto's had a couple clean sheets these past couple games, so maybe he's worth the shot and not too expensive. Looking at defense, like I said before, I like Farzi a lot for his attacking upside and bonus points, and they're playing San Jose, so I feel like a lot of good options for Farzi or any of those attacking type of Columbus defenders. Ahmed as well, he's out of position. If he starts against Minnesota, I like that matchup, and there's that clean sheet chance as well. Sealy, I was very impressed with from a bonus point standpoint, as well as, just the matchup in general. I feel like he had a good game. They're away at Red Bull. Not super impressed with Red Bull, really. So it could be a 0-0 match, and Sealy could have plenty of chances. I believe he's on set pieces as well. And then Malanda, as I called out for Kalina, I like those Charlotte defenders against New England, and Malanda is sort of your go-to. So moving on to our budget goalkeepers and defenders. So I do like Andre Blake this week. Philly is a completely different team with Blake in net. And as I said before, I feel like it's a good matchup at home against DC. Not too expensive at 6.9. And of course, there's always Ustari from Miami. They're at home against Dallas. And I believe Dallas has been struggling. I think Musa may have been out, and I just really haven't seen a lot from them recently. So I feel like you've got a good option with Ustari. He may be only 4.5. So a good fallback option as well there to free up some budget. When it comes to defenders, I know I called out Johnson before. You do have some cheap shouts at Toronto. Kevin Long, 5.4, decent option for the front end or, of a switcheroo. Someone to put on your bench. And then you got Westfield from Philly, another cheap option, only 6 mil. If you don't want to, fork over all that money for Wagner. And then I just called out Allen here, or any of those Miami defenders who are starting. As I like that matchup against Dallas. Midfielder picks. Right, so moving on to middies, our premium middies. For me this week, I like Ojeda. I like that Orlando at home matchup against Atlanta a lot. Atlanta has been struggling. I still have faith in Ojeda, even though he had, I guess we could call for a dud for a premium midfielder. Moving along, Evander. I love that matchup, Cincinnati versus SKC. Plenty of goals I see, both sides. Cincinnati's defense hasn't been awesome. Evander has been. And then Mihailovic. Mihailovic has been looking great. I believe he scored and had an assist last week. And it's a good matchup against Seattle at home. And then BL, I don't think I've started him once this whole season, but he continues to impress. I saw his assist, just incredible footwork. And it's a good matchup at home against New England. It's already 10.3, so up there with their premium middies. But yeah, his performances are looking good week in and week out, so I can't fade him. Looking at our standard midfielder, so I'm going to keep shouting Quinn Sullivan. He looked great last week. He's definitely the new Gosdog for Philly. No shade to Gosdog. He's looking great over in Columbus. Speaking of Gosdog, I like him a lot. Only 9 mil. I feel like he was so close and so many chances against Miami. His goal or assist is bound to come, and I feel like it's a great matchup against San Jose for him to, start getting those goal contributions. I've also called out Jonathan Bamba here, only 8.4. Good bonus points here with the assist as well. And they've just been, sending him down the wing. His pace is outstanding and just sort of whipping crosses in. And it's a good matchup. I know it's away, but you can throw in away, player every now and then. It's a good matchup. And yeah, he's looked good these past couple weeks. And then I see a lot of goals in this Galaxy Portland matchup. So yeah, just see what the lineups are looking like. I do like Moreno. He's had some good chances with Portland. They are definitely clicking offensively. So a good option for the late game on Sunday. And looking at our budget midfielders, Amin Bassi, Houston at home against Austin, got the goal, had a couple bonus points. Yeah, we like Bossy. I know we've caught him out a couple of times, last season. It's a decent matchup at home against Austin. Not too expensive. Berhalter, king of bonus points. He's got a decent floor and a good matchup against Minnesota. See what lineups are looking like, but he's a good cheap option if you need one. And we can call this one point chasing. Shallowy put up 17 last week, which is pretty crazy. So maybe SKC are buzzing a little bit. They could come into Cincinnati looking for that victory. So yeah, could be a decent flyer with 7.3, but Shallowy could also only get you 2 points for the week. If anything, he's on your bench. He increases your budget, but bit of a flyer pick with Shallowy. Forward picks. Looking at premium forwards, Miami's at home. They're playing Dallas. If it's not Messi, look at Suarez. But yeah, we'll see if he's injured. Kuipers also looking really good. They are away at Nashville, but yeah, still buzzing. And then Rossi, love that matchup at home against San Jose. Can be hit or miss. When he hits, he hits. When he duds with a 3 last week, but still like that matchup for Columbus. I'm looking at our standard price. I've got Muriel with Orlando against Atlanta. Only put up 3 points last week, but I still like that matchup a lot. I feel like Orlando is still quite strong from an attacking standpoint. Brebo as well. He only played for like 16 minutes last week and still got a goal. See if he starts. I do like that Philly matchup against DC. And then Navarro as well. Put up a lot of points last week. Him and Mihailovic have good chemistry. Good matchup at home against Seattle. And looking at budget forwards, it does feel strange to call these guys my budget forwards for the week, as in fantasy in 2024. These would be our premium forwards, usually week in and week out. But, as you can see, the MLS changes quite a lot each season. Bouanga put up a 16 last week, which is crazy. I think he had a ton of key passes. They're at home against St. Louis, so we'll see if LAFC starts to turn thing around. And then the Galaxy. So Peck has still been producing from a bonus point standpoint. Not so much from the goal contribution department, but still. Only 8.2. Good home matchup against Portland. And captain picks. And finishing with our captain picks, I do like Ojeda, Orlando against Atlanta. Matchup speaks for itself. Evander, solid floor, awesome ceiling. You love him for your captain. And of course, Messi as always, if he's playing. If not, I'm a big fan of Evander this week. All right, so that wraps it up for me this week. Hope this was helpful. And as always, good luck.